Hello and welcome back to another episode of SeggiePants Draws. Today, to match the Litten picture I drew a while ago, I made a little pamphlet on how to draw Rowlet. I'll leave a link where you can download the PDF. Yeah, let's get started. So if you look at Rowlet here, that he is basically a big round circle with details. So that's step one. Draw a circle, which has to be a little bit taller than wide. So I'm probably shaking the camera, aren't I? Sorry. I do want to leave some room for the feet at the bottom. And he's a little off center, but that's okay. That was step one. Okay, for step two, on the upper half of the circle, it's a little bigger than that actually, draw two large overlapping circles. About a third of the circles should overlap. So right here is going to be where we put the nose. Here and here we're going to put the eyes. You notice that they're, going to take up most of the space there. So they're, I don't know, about half as big as the body there. And also, yeah, we want one, let's say, about, I don't know, yay big. Maybe a little bigger. And then we're going to overlap it. So we'll come out to here. And as it was pointed out, yeah, the way I'm drawing this, you cannot do it without an eraser. Okay. Oh man, that's probably moving everything around. Okay, so now we're on to step three. Can you see step three? I hope so. In the center where the circles overlap, draw a large ellipse for the beak. Draw a rounded line 2/3 the way down to separate the two halves of the beak. Let's just do that. Large ellipse for the beak. Okay. And then 2/3 down. Bloop, bloop. So about there. We're going to draw a little rounded bit. Hey, that's looking like a beak already. And a short vertical line in the middle for the top half of the beak. I don't know why he has this, but it's in the model, so it's like he's got a broken beak or something. On either side, where the circles do not overlap, draw a large ellipse for each eye. They should be about half the height of the circles and about a third the total width. Inside of each of those ellipses, draw a circle for the highlight. So, it's about a third the width, right? 1, 2, 3, a little smaller than the beak. So we'll do that. 1, 2, 3, and that. Do try and make them, match. I think this one might be a little small, actually. Okay. Oh, yes, and our two circles for highlights. We're just going to put them smack dab in the middle. Now it's time to draw the leaf bow tie. Beneath the beak, about the height of the black part of the eyes, draw a sideways figure 8 or infinity symbol. However, make sure to point the ends so they look like leaves. You can also add a line horizontally down the center of the leaf to indicate that the leaf is not flat and fold slightly at the center. You notice that I didn't do that here. I'm going to do that now. So, how far down? About the height of the black part of the eye, I guess right there. And so, and what width? Doesn't say. Just outside these areas though. So, just try and make something. I'm going to flatten it right there too. And there you go. Bow tie. Fast, huh? Make it faster. Okay, add in some feathers to form the wings. They should be long and finger-like, but overlap a fair amount. Add a line on each side between the body and the feathers. This will separate the belly from the body. So we're going to add a leaf here to connect the bow tie to where it goes. And we'll add another one over here. See, that one's more finger-like. Little line there for the body. We're going to make a bigger hand-like feather here. And you still get a little line there. There! Done! Step 6. So we're going to do the bum, actually the leg connectors. Add a few curved line segments on the bottom of the body to indicate where the legs are. Do not put it straight with here. That'll be not visually appealing. I mean, you can do it. Nothing's stopping you. It just won't look as nice. Just be a little offset. That's all. Done. Draw some lines for the feet. A general shovel shape will work for the right foot facing forward. The left foot is more like the top half of a long extruded ellipse. So let's put our feet underneath where we got these bulges. And shovel shape. Done. You'll notice that this one comes at an angle over here. And then this one has a little thing right there. And it looks like we get it there. Okay. Step 7 is done. Finish the feet by drawing a few lines to indicate the toes. We will be erasing extra lines between the toes in the next step. So, basically, you just put a V shape there. And going to do that. And that. And I'm not going to wait. There you go. I'm going to clean up a lot of these lines. Because, yeah, when you draw that way, you should have all these lines. It's sort of the lost and found line thing. Okay. Now it says, now that we've mapped out where everything goes, it's time to erase any construction lines and darken your finished lines. For a more cartoon look, you can draw over in ink and then erase all of the pencil line once the ink dries. I like the more cartoon look. So we are going to use my fancy dancy brush pen. I think that was about $9. Comes with a couple of refills, but you'll use them up. And this regular pen, probably $2-3. It's what I just use as a pen. We're going to go over this first with the pen, this little pen, and then fill in maybe some extra weight and the eyeballs with the brush pen. We're not going to use it too much. You notice I'm taking my time, trying to use long movements where I move with my shoulder rather than with my, well, wrist. Let's try and make that one look a little more feather-like. Really shaking the camera a lot, aren't I? Okay. And you're not simply tracing things. You are trying to make things a little bit better on each pass. So you start out with kind of a rough shape in pencil, and you try and make it a little nicer each time you pass by. Little more, you know, here's what I actually wanted the whole time type of thing. Of course, if you get it right the first time, more power to you. And you don't have to be slave to things. I am mixing up a slight bit. And we're almost done. So again, keep an eye on where you want to go and use your shoulder as much as possible instead of your wrist. You'll notice I'm widening up the mask a bit. Doesn't actually go all the way to where the beak is. I might shrink the beak down a little bit. There you go. I'm going to fill in the eyeballs at the very least. Now you can do this in regular pen, and we're going to be color penciling this later, so you can do it in color pencil too. So if you don't have the fancy brush pen, it's not going to break you here. And frankly, we are going to have to mix it up a little bit. This one, the pamphlet I made, I digitally colored and added highlights and stuff afterward. If we're doing this in color pencils or watercolor or anything, you basically have to plan out those highlights ahead of time. Now, I'm giving a little thickness on the bottom of Rowlet here, sort of indicate that he's, you know, thicker there. Try not to go overboard with it. No, I got a goofball there. On these main body panels, or not panels, body lines, I do want to, you know, push it in a little. And maybe a little there. Kind of separate it. There! I should probably wait for that to dry, huh? But I don't think I'm gonna. Step 10, time to color. The bow tie should be green, the feet are a nice orange, and the wings and the body are mostly a light brown. If you color with something else you can't color on top of, which we are, leave spaces for the highlights and shading. And shading we can probably fix, but highlights we can't. So add shading and highlights to make Rowlet seem round, and you'll be done. So I smeared the ink right there. Impatient, sorry. So let's get ourselves some colors. Orange, yellow ochre, or you know, tan. My dark green is going to be green, and my light green is going to be apple green. Burnt umber. So those aren't going to really have highlights. So. Oh, and if you saw the Litten video, you'll notice that I kept coloring over and over and over again with the black, because I was using some of those Crayola erasable color pencils. Don't buy those. They're terrible. Took so many tries to put down a layer of color, and then eventually I just gave up and called it good. Anyway, you'll notice I am coloring sort of short strokes in the same direction as much as possible. That helps things sort of look more uniform. And we're going to leave that as that for a moment. Oh, I got color in the bottom of the beak. I like to get a nice little sort of base layer down before I added more color to it. Permanent green.